this time around, it looks a bit successfully permanent. Successfully permanent. That's something that word. Okay, but we're looking at Ondo State, and the governor has not resigned, which is what sections were clamoring for, saying that he is unfit, quite clearly unfit to govern the state. He has been away for too long, more than the stipulated 90 days. In fact, a school of thought say that he has not even resumed from his last medical leave because he didn't get to Ondo State. Moved from Lagos to Oyo State, and they called it an abdication of his office. And they were clamoring for a mega protest before the president called for this emergency meeting of the State Assembly and the Deputy Governor. And I don't know if there are other players that were invited. And the result is this medical leave one more time. And the Deputy Governor, in acting capacity, will govern the state. What would like to ask, what's your opinion on the situation of Ondo State, especially taking into cognizance the fact that the governor has been unfit, he has been away from office for far longer than the stipulated 90 days. And here, now, the current situation is, he's going on another leave, not formally resuming from the job. And the deputy governor is acting.
Let me look at it the other way. First, let me commend the president for playing that fatherly role. Also being very proactive. He has been there, and when it comes to politics in this country, he's also a general. When it comes to politics in this country, so he's deploying every arsenal towards making sure that the polity is stable. I think we have to look at it, because this is the second intervention in that of Ondo. We must also not forget to give credit to Akeredolu. Akeredolu, from what we have seen so far, looking at his records, he has always transmitted, he has always transmitted and delegated powers to his deputy. Anytime he's not averse to going on leave. Currently, he's going through a natural situation. Any other person could fall victim of ill health, could be affected. But we are also aware that before he proceeded on his last leave, he actually communicated to the relevant authorities, particularly the House of Assembly, informing them that he will be away for such a time. So I think it is on the grounds of that humanism, having a feeling of, for one another, that human feeling that is being accommodated. So far, they have not told us. So far, they have not told us, because for him to completely vacate that office, for him to resign, there are also processes. In this country, we don't want to follow the process. For him to leave that office, assuming there are controversies, there are disagreements, you have not called in health experts for us to know the health condition, whether completely, if he's incapable of carrying out the duties of a governor. Yes, this is his downward season. He's afflicted with some ill health. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt that by the grace of God, that he will regain his health. He will regain his health. But so far, what he has done is to have satisfied constitutional provisions that for this purpose, you have to transmit power to your deputy. That does not completely mean that he's out of the place. In fact, if he's so fit, there are certain decisions that the deputy governor, those are intra-party. Before he takes certain decisions, the governor himself should know, because he is the ticket bearer. It's a joint ticket, but he is primus inter pares between the two of them. So these are the things. But for it to have even gotten to this stage is actually avoidable, if not for the various interests that have been built around it. And and that is my concern about dragging the president at every point in time into issues like this. Let it not be that we wear out the president, time that he needs to concentrate on broad national issues. We continue to invite him, and there are some persons who need to do some informal diplomacy, some informal, settlements. Let's put it that way. Now that we have a DRO and so on that can actually resolve some of these issues. That, for instance, we have elders, we have party elders, we also have elders in the states, because these days it is very common for us to distinguish between party elders who have an enlightened interest in the matter and real elders of the states. There might be a thin line between the two, but real elders of the place who have no vested interest and can dispassionately look at an issue and call people to order, tell them that this is what the position ought to be. Right. And yes, and their views are respected.